Hello? Wait.
Hello, hello, hello. Okay. For some reason, the mic got disconnected. There we go. Right, now it should work. Okay. Actually, I need to change this. There we go. Now it works. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it showed audio volume when I first started, so I'm not sure when it disappeared. Okay, anyway, I was saying, so we were just fixing like when creating a new document, it didn't fully sort of create the content for the document. So it creates a file and then it creates the document, but without sort of the document being fully loaded in. So now I'm checking here, like when we request a document, we check if if we already have the document but the content is not loaded. We want to load the content here. So now we can actually use the path there. And I guess I realized that we should probably just use request document and then initialize a document. Or like we could just, instead of doing this here and doing this, we don't really need to do this. We can just do document is equal to request document path, and then if we got a document, we can do this. If we get a document, then we say this. But we don't need to request. Okay. Otherwise, we want to basically just show an error, I guess, because we couldn't open the document. Although this one is already showing an error, so we don't really need to do anything, I guess. Right, because now we are initializing the editor, so that's fine. That's the only thing that we really need to do here. And then the loading of the document actually gets handled in here now. So that works. Okay. Let's try that. So now it should be handled the same regardless of where you start, where you load the open editor. Ah. Okay, so let's try and open up this one. Okay, now nothing happens. Interesting. Oh, we got some issues here. Double free. Get or put, right. Okay, yeah, so we need the, right, we need the key as well here. There we go. This is math. Yeah. Let's see if this disappears. Oh, it actually had, okay. That was the bug, I guess. The double click is a little bit weird, but yeah, okay. So yeah, I can open that now. And let's then try to create a new time app. And we open it. And that seems to work. Let's restart. We create a new scene. We open that scene. And it doesn't really work. So the when we request here, the document should exist. So we should get in here and call load document, or load content, I mean, which reads the file, deserializes the content. This in turn should call this one, deserialize here. We also initialize the non-persistent data here. And we call non-persistent data.init. So that's gonna be scene non-persistent data. Right? Now where's the load? Here's the load. So it loads all the textures. So why is that not working? Also, all of these should really be like documents, actually. So we're kind of like requesting the document. So we could probably put these in as documents instead, or we could also request the texture as a document and then like do this. But we don't have context in here though. Alright, but this, why? Okay, let's see if we get this log here. No? Okay. So it's not actually going in here. Is there something wrong in here? So here we initialize content is, here we say new content, so it's actually not empty. Oh, why are we doing this though? Is it so that we can sort of, okay, so we do have content. But we don't call load here, okay. So we do have content, it's just not been loaded with .load. Wait, what? Oh, this one has actually never been called. Okay. So we're gonna get some errors here. Right, this is gonna be document. Right, document load. No, it's gonna be non-persistent. Wait, document generic. Right, there's no load function here. But this one calls load here. But I guess we can have a load function that does this. We need path and persistent data. Oh. What if we remove that? Will that work? Okay, I guess. Wait. Okay, you want path and persistent data. Wait, we don't need persistent data. We can just say self.persistent data. And path. Yeah, we need path, I guess. But we don't have that here, so I'm just gonna pass it along. Okay. Right. So now we're calling that here as well. There we go. And let's also try and set the time map. No? Okay, so that still doesn't work. Right, so we're opening the file with the dialog. We are requesting the document. So, which is should be a time map. We don't need to specify that here though, but and then it's gonna set the file name. So I'm gonna log here open time app Okay, so it did. Open it. Let's try if we save this now and then reload and open the scene. No? This one actually has it here, but these ones doesn't work. So entity. Wait, yeah, that's a pointer. And I think this is actually not relative to root, this is actually absolute. Oh, you know what? Okay, I know what the issue is. I think I just realized that. Wait, where were we? Layout. So we're going through all the entities. Well, when you create a scene document, this was one of the things that I had to remember to do. When you create a new scene document, we actually added, before we actually added a time map to it, an entity from the start. I'm not sure if we actually do that, so it makes sense that we wouldn't find it here and then have the time map actually show up. So I think what we'll do is we'll go to scene non-persistent data, and this is kind of where it's like kind of backward here, because we're going to the non-persistent data in order to get the load function, and then we grab the scene persistent data here, and we actually say, wait, but we don't want to do that on load. We want to do that on like initialize or something. Or not even initialize. This is like creating, when we create a new scene. Yeah, that's... Do we need another interface function for that specific scenario? We might actually need to extend the interface with that. I just want to double check when this is called. Well, it's not going to be called here. It's the from generic, and we do initialize persistent data. We do a clone. Right, this is when we deserialize, but when we just do initialize, we call init. This is when we just do init. So deserialize is when we load from a file. Init is when we want to create a new one. So I think we can just use init. And so what's gonna happen here is we're gonna get a non-persistent data. And then we'll return that. And then the entities. Wait, this is non-persistent. We need scene persistent data. Right. So this one. No, this is scene entity. Here we go. This one. Oh, but it's cloned here. But then do we really want to call init here, or do we just want to call I think the best way would actually be to have a new, like a function called new or something, or yeah, that indicates that you're creating a new document from scratch, maybe. Because I'm not sure if it's like a good idea to try to bake that into the init function. Let's see. We could also do it like from outside, so we could do like, if we go to context, new asset. Now let's say we make the new asset here, and here we have a special case. So let's say the document type is scene. I guess we can switch on. Right. And then if it's a scene, we want to do a special case here. So we want to say get entities, append, and right. Yeah, let's just use that. No. Okay. Position is 0. Entity type is time map. File name is null. Oh, okay. Have to allocate it here. There we go. Okay. So we now, now when we create a new asset, which is the scene asset, there's a special case here for the scene where we create an entity that is the time map entity, because we always want to have one time map entity. Okay. Let's try this now. Oh, it crashed. Okay, cool. Attempt to use a null value. Okay. Wait, what is the null value? Right, file name. Okay. So let's go there now. Scene document. Right. So here we are assuming that the file name is actually set. So let's just check here first if the file name. Well, we can just do time map file name, and if we have it, it's there. Otherwise, we should just return. There we go. And now let's try and set that time map. Okay, cool. And also let's try and save and quit and reopen and open up. Wait, the order changed. This one, I think. Oh, wait, reset camera. Okay, or was it that one? Okay, let's do this. Let's okay, let me just let me, oops. Remove these. Oh, hang on. Okay. Let's try this again. Alright, so now we have these two. It feels like it doesn't open it the first time, like I'm trying to open a thing. And so let's make a new scene here. Let's set the time map. So it works the first time, then we save, reload, open it up again. Oh, it does work. Okay, cool. Yeah, and there you can see also the difference between those two. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we can add, let's say we add a bunch of things. We can save. This should just load right back up here. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that works now. Scenes, we can create scenes. Awesome. I also wanna create, because we almost have this now, directory. So if we go to layout, asset manager, we can just do it here. We can have his new directory dialog open. Probably need to put this into some sort of pattern as well, but I'll just keep it like this for now. Okay, new directory. Okay, new asset. So we actually want to call new directory instead. And then let's also hook up with a button here. There. All right, now we need to implement this new directory function. So the name is going to be relative to the current open directory, which also makes this one a bit weird also. Because this one is from open, this one is from root. And then the file name is like relative to the current open directory. So this file name should actually be relative. We need this to be relative to root, I think. Yeah. So right now it's relative to the current open directory, I think. So I think the one thing that we need to do, the target directory here, we need to change. Okay, let's do that. Let's do, because we need to do this anyway, I guess. So we'll take that. We have the root there. Then the target there is gonna be this. But the path has to be the path. Right, it's relative. It's the relative to that, and then we set this to be that. Do we actually store the path somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Current directory. I guess we can store it as a thing there. And yeah, we also need to free this, and then let's do that there as well. So we do it here. And here we do dupe path. Okay. Convenience for this one as well. Oh yeah, so we do need to store this now as well. Actually, it's gonna be, we can use path. Wait, naive. Okay. What about resolve? So I'm gonna resolve this first, I think. Which will be we want the root, so well, this is gonna be I'm just opening the root here as well. Where are we? Here. So we're opening the root. What are we actually using this for? To get relative to root, which we then put here. Right. That's the only thing we're using that for. Okay, fine. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just do path, join, wait, no, this is gonna be root real path alloc, and the path name is name, except we only want the dir name. Yes. Okay. So that's now a absolute path, right? Wait, we don't actually need it to be an absolute path though. Right now, we can just do here. We can just say, because this is relative to root here, so we can just say base, no, dir name of name. Let's also do this. Okay, so that's like the local file name. So let's use that instead, so it doesn't get confused. And then the absolute path here. Yeah, okay, so it uses target directory, so that's fine. So the target, so we don't actually need to modify the file name now. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna make sure that everything looks fine from here, because I don't think we actually use the file name. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Fine. So we want to do the same thing now here, but wait. No. No, we need the target. No. The target there is gonna be assets library current directory. There we go. Let's remove this. Yeah, okay. So those are all relative. So within the assets library, things are relative. All right. And we should really use relative for the file, like the file names in the documents also, because yeah, if you move the project, then that's gonna lose all that linkage going on. Right. Okay, so now new directory. Right. Now what do we need to make a new directory? We need to make the path. So I think what the only thing we need to do, we need to open the root here, I think, and then we want absolute path. And the directory is going to be the root directory. The path, well, we could do this as well. We could open it up. We don't actually, okay, we don't actually need iterate and this. We don't need this. Okay. Oh yeah, and we also need to close it. Yes, there we go. And then the path is gonna be, so we can take target there, and the path is just gonna be name. Right, so that's the absolute path to the directory that we want to create. And then we actually want to just call actually, couldn't we use target there, make there? Wait, is that all we need? And then if we get an error, we can do show error. Could not create directory in error. Okay. Now let's test this. Alright, it didn't add it to the thing, but we do have the directory here now. So, oh, got an error. Right, so I think we're trying to set the current directory. Now let's see if we're using the correct path. So this would be layout access manager. think I'm done in the double click section here. We're setting it to the path. And that should be relative to the thing. Wait. No, but the name should be... Okay, I think I see an issue here, but I don't think that's the problem that we have. But we are sending in entry name here, but we are iterating through some random directory. So the name here is relative to that directory and not to root. Which I was kind of assuming everything was relative to root, which made things easier. But these ones are actually not relative to root. Okay. I'm gonna take a lunch break here soon. Where do you wanna set the name? Relative to root. So we can do wait, we already right, so path is the directory that we wanna okay. Path is relative to root. So here we can just say entry path is going to be join alligator path and entry name. Okay. There we go. Okay, and as I said, I don't think this is gonna solve the issue, but or the crash, but it will solve another issue. Yeah, we still get the crash. Segfault. Okay, let's log out. reading directory. Well, that's not correct. Set current directory. Okay, let's log here. Adding asset entry. So we should be able to see this on startup where it's adding all these assets. So here we have my directory, for example. Which should end up... Oh. Is it saying the base name is... Wait. Slice to dot. We don't want to do that for the directory. Whoops. Okay, we still got... Kind of error here. Okay, let's... But also, I think that when we open, we should, yeah, we are using the path. So now it doesn't go into reading the directory anymore. Maybe it didn't do that before either. Or no, because now it fails here. Wait, okay. I see the issue. Right. So we're actually, this path that we're getting in comes from one of the files in our list here, but we're actually deinitializing them before we're using this one. So we it's kind of interesting. So let's actually duplicate it before we use it. Because we are destroying it here and then trying to use it again here. Okay, we can actually just use it there. Yeah. There we go. Okay, and now we can add like a way to get back as well. So what will this be? Couldn't we just do base name? No, we can use dir name maybe. Yeah, dir name of CD. We don't have to allocate. I was gonna say anything. Wait. If the path is a final current directory, then it returns null. Okay. That shouldn't happen because we should always be in a directory, but let's just do or else dot to have it be happy there. Hello, Sos Jord. Kottefolket, some Nordic name. Yeah. It means welcome, by the way. Thanks for joining. It means. Wait, what are those things called? Pine cone, I think. The people of the pine cones, or something like that. But yes, it's Swedish. Okay. No. Yeah, I need to allocate this. So wait, context. We need to use this, I think. Okay. Catch. Unreachable. Are you a developer as well? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. And then we want to free it afterwards. Okay, let's see if this works now. There we go. So we got this button now, so we can go back. Okay, cool. So now we can traverse directories as well. Cool. When I feel like it may be kind of like a burst hobby coder, no motivation. Okay, cool. Do you mean that you are a game dev, or that you or do you mean that that's the kind of thing that you're doing, or what kind of projects are you doing? What was I doing? I'm on my welfare, mental health kicked me. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you get better. Right. So I think I was gonna go here. Yeah, okay, so now we can create it. We can also traverse. Go up a directory. But you also wanna move files to, yeah, just move files. And delete files. I doubt it's been like this 10 years. Okay. I mean, do you get used to it? Like, I don't know what you have really, but move files, delete files. Okay, so what is the plan now? Yes and no. Loneliness is the biggest issue, I guess. People work, I just wait around, and even becomes people tired. Yeah, I guess that's a consequence if you're not meeting people. That's, yeah. But what about the weekends? And I mean, I think there's always gonna be like an unbalance in how people are like available and stuff. And when you, especially as time goes by, you grow up, and people are gonna be like, old friends are gonna, yeah, everyone is having less time, less, like, at least that's how I see it. Like getting families and, you know, stuff like that. But maybe that's because I'm old or something. I don't know. Right, so one thing that I want to be able to do is like load in textures independently. So right now, if we go to scene non-persistent data, here we have all these textures which are hard-coded in, and we want to make them not hard-coded. Well, I guess for the scene, they are still like, what textures to load are gonna be hard coded, I guess. Because it's gonna be hard coded until we can have like some sort of configuration file for the project that sort of can define what entities you can add and stuff like that. But I think now for animations, for example, when we're gonna do the animation document or the animation editor, that one is, well, it's not gonna be hard coded. I think that one we have to sort of say we're gonna select this texture, or yeah, so that will be the thing for the animation. You like the name Cleat Texture? Yeah. It's like I was gonna say happy accidents happen, as in, you know, the naming of the stuff. Kind of keeping maybe to the theme. Okay, so let's see, non-persistent data, persistent data. We want to go to the document. Okay, let me figure this out. So yeah, we can remove these file filters. We don't need them anymore. Let's do that for everything here. So that the clear texture is that's a monster that's called Cleat. Timeline document. And I guess this one as well. Okay, there we go. Now animation document. So yes, in here we have animations, but we also need the texture. Oops. Right. So I think we're just gonna have like the texture file name in here. Texture path. Did I have that string thing? Yeah. I'm not gonna use that. Okay. So the texture path, I guess it's gonna be like undefined to start with. Like you create a new animation, you should really create it from a texture, maybe even. But yeah. Okay, we'll do it like this for now. We'll set this to null. And then here we can say if this is, we can free it, clone, wait, Right, so we'll do if self texture path, then clone texture path is equal to set. No. So what kind of games do you like? There we go. Okay, so now we have a texture path, and we should go now to non-persistent. Here we should add the texture here. Coding games, electronics, nice. Space games, like Elite or Path of Exile. Okay, Dune Awakening. Okay, I haven't seen that. Is that what kind of game is Dune Awakening? Let me guess. Is it an FPS? Because I think they made a RTS. Wasn't Dune like one of the first RTSs? Yeah, load. We need persistent data. Survival build. Okay. Cool. I like those. I'm also interested in making a sort of building game as well. That would be fun. But one thing at a time. Selected frame. Wait, texture. So, okay. If we have this, we want to set this to load texture. Yeah, it's gonna have to be absolute. Okay, how about me? I like a lot of games. I mean, yeah, I like you know, Doom, those kind of FPS, like fast-paced. I like survival games, any kind of survival games where you build a base and yeah, I don't know, Minecraft. I am keen on playing Star Citizen when it comes out. I have made almost all Sectronics games as well. I love those. And I play a lot of Hearthstone, like Battlegrounds. Well, not a lot, but every once in a while. That's probably the game that I play the most, actually. And you know, city builders like Banished and Manor Lords. Yeah, just a lot of different genres, like Metroidvanias, of course. I love like puzzle platformers and side scrollers, FPS, real time strategy, tactical games. Yeah, I guess the least favorite would be like racing games, maybe. I love puzzle games also. Like what was it called? The one where you're kind of like a box and you're going into smaller and smaller boxes, like Paradox. something. Parabox, maybe. I don't know. That was really fun. I can't remember what it's called. Man, I have to look it up. Maybe something like Peter. I don't know. The paradox box game. Patrick's Parabox. It was called. It's a really fun, like puzzle game. Like it's one of those where you push things. I think it's called like a soccer bun. I think it's called soccer bun. Where like top-down view and you push like boxes or things around in order to solve puzzles. Like what was that old game called on NES? Lolo's Adventure or something like that. And also idle games. Man. But I don't play those anymore because they are too addicting, so you just get nothing done. I think it's the one where you're pushing sort of a boulder around, you have to push it into a specific place, and you can only push it like up, down, left, right. Okay, so now we are loading this in, and in the initialize we should unload it if we have it. There we go. Okay. So now we can load in the texture. Wait, what's happening? Okay, there's something weird with the syntax somewhere. Oh. There. What else? Like antimatter? Have you played? Like, okay, so are you gonna play Star Citizen when it comes out? Too expensive? Okay. I mean, I just paid it was a long time ago though, but when you could buy like the first sort of ship for, I think it was like $45 or $48 or something, and then you get access to, I think, both games. I'm not sure if they added a subscription fee. I mean, to me it seems weird that they wouldn't have a subscription fee for the online game, but maybe it works anyway. I don't know what it costs now to actually buy it, but just the base stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna buy like, huge ships. You can I mean, I would guess you should be able to grind your way up in the game to buy larger things. Is that gonna mess stuff up? No. Okay. But I'm not sure how it is now, as I said. And also, if it comes out, I mean, I'm pretty sure they will continue working on it, but it's been a while. I'm pretty confident that they will pull it off. Although it's a huge ambition, huge ambition in that project. Okay, so anyway, now we have animation stuff. And when we create a new thing now, let's go to the assets manager. So we need a new thing here for animation, and we really need to get some pattern better than this, but let's keep going. New animation. Also, I'm not sure if we need these IDs to be different here, but since we're using the same buffer here. And create, and we're creating an animation. I mean, I guess we could technically put this into a function and then have it. I'll do it next time. Okay. Is new animation download open. There we go. So now we can create a new animation as well. So let's try that. No? Wait. Oh yeah, we need to have a button here as well. I'm gonna put this first. Animation. There we go. Animation. I guess you could sort of extend this to have more things than just the animation, so you would set the texture and perhaps other stuff as well. I don't know. Right? And cool. So now we can create animations, but we don't have an editor for them, so we need to create that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take a lunch break, and then I have to do some stuff. So I'm not sure. I might get back in the evening, in maybe like 7 or 8 hours, something. We'll see. But otherwise, I hope you will have a great day. And yeah, thanks for tuning in and chatting a little bit. Hope I'll see you again. So yeah, have a good day.